HANZO, a name that is rightly feared in Overwatch. His Stormbow can delete squishies from existence in the blink of an eye. We've all seen the insanity from pro player Raksu, and what HANZO can do with a skilled player at the controls. The shots he hits seem impossible, but did you know that this is a skill that anyone can learn? My name is Reason from GameLeap, and I'm a Grandmaster Projectile DPS Specialist maining HANZO. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to. And if you want to watch hundreds of other detailed guides from professionals and top 500 players, visit GameLeap.com by clicking the link below. Now, let's get started. Good crosshair placement is key. If you're already aiming where the head of your enemies are about to appear, you don't have to do any work at all to get instant kills. So predicting enemy movement becomes an important skill. Take a look at this game. I know that this Ashe is trying to return to her team, so I can predict that she will continue running in this straight line. People do a lot of predictable stuff like this on the ladder. You just need to know when to look for it, and once you spot it, cancel out your own movement and have good mouse control. I recommend using a low sensitivity of between 4000 and 5000 EDPI with a large mouse pad to improve your mouse control. Consider using a high refresh rate monitor and running the game on low graphic settings to reduce input lag to help with this. There are two main styles of aiming that you should be aware of: flicking and tracking. In my experience, using tracking to acquire your targets followed by flicking to counter AD strafing is the most effective method to consistently hit your shots. Practice looking at one point in the practice range while moving around while trying to keep your crosshairs exactly on it. This will train you to account for your own movement when fighting in a real game. As well, you want to practice both flicking a set distance and stopping on a point, as well as flicking past that point but timing your arrow to release at the right time to hit the target. Once you've mastered crosshair placement, tracking, and flicking, all that's left to do to bring it all together into hitting headshots is to learn the hitboxes of each hero. While every hero's hitbox is different, there is a fairly true constant height for most squishy heroes, where you can rest your crosshairs to hit headshots from even across the map, simply from them running into your arrows unsuspectingly. A good way to practice this is in a custom game with Anabots set to headshot only. Once you've learned all the skills to become a headshotting machine, it's important to get into a state of flow where you trust your body and instincts to naturally hit these shots. When I'm going for headshots in comp games, I'm not thinking about these tips, I feel them. Your mouse should be an extension of your arm, and your monitor a window into the game. So find a way to focus up before going into competitive games to use these tips to the fullest. Now that you know the theory behind consistently hitting headshots as HANZO, here's what it looks like in game. So I'm coming back to my team for healing and then taking the high ground position for the best angles on my opponents, pushing away this Winston. I just do enough damage output that he's not even a concern for me. And then contesting the Widow with help from my D.Va. Once this Widow gets spooked, we take on the Ashe, who as soon as her backup backs out, she wants to return to her team. So as we talked about earlier, I can predict exactly where she's heading, and I'm just leading her using tracking to get the headshot. In this clip, I spot an Ashe long range, acquire the target, aim up a little bit to adjust for the travel time with the projectile, and let it go. Then using my sonic arrow, I can see around the corner where her teammates are going to be attacking from, and just lead shots into them as well. I'm using Dragon here to retake control of the cart since my tanks aren't there. Then this guy in chat thinks it's luck, so I'm going to go demonstrate to him that I can do it twice in a row. So in this case, this is not going to be a headshot because Lucio is moving randomly, because he's waiting for his teammates to respawn, right? So if he was actually going for an objective, he would be predictable and we could go for the headshot, but in this case, we're going to go for the double body shot because it's a more consistent play. And we're leading the target using tracking. So again, this is an excellent example of using tracking. As soon as I acquire that target, I just lead, and because I practice having good control over my mouse, I'm able to always have myself set up for a good shot. Again, in this case, headshots are not necessary. It's more worth to go for the consistent body shot with the Storm Arrow in this case, since my entire team is here, and damage numbers are not a concern, but rather hitting consistent shots. But while we're rallying, I see an enemy Ashe try to take high ground control and get some pot shots in on us. So since this is a 1v1, unlike with the Lucio we just saw a minute ago, I do take the time to line up a headshot, especially since Ashe suffers a movement penalty for her ADS shots. Again here using Dragon Strike to retake control of the cart. And then the Doom is stun locked right now, so we just flick headshot on him. Again, we have someone trying to take high ground control here, so we engage them just the same as before. But because this Ana is playing from so far away, it's actually very difficult to hit a headshot at that range using projectiles, so she forces me off of the high ground. And instead of dying up there, I go back to my teammates. And we actually hold the point right there. For this attack round, you can see I'm working with my D.Va to take control of high ground, again to set myself up for easy headshots. So you can see this Brigitte trying to be cute, just holding shield in my face, but what she doesn't know is that I'm not even concerned about her. Her Ashe is not aware of where I am, and I see her, so I just take my time to line up an easy shot. So this Ashe again trying to redeem herself by 1v1ing me. But it turns out that my aim is just a little bit better than hers, and I happen to hit the first shot. So she smartly tries to disengage with me. But the thing is, I can already predict where she can go because I know how this map works. You know, I know where this connects. So I just lunge out to the side where she's trying to run and use good mouse control to line up that shot and then do a micro flick on her. So again, this Zenyatta is unaware of my presence, so I'm able to line up an easy headshot on him. I'm literally just tracking and then releasing an arrow. And then this HANZO tries to drop after I engage him, which puts him in a very predictable trajectory. If someone's falling down, they're going to move at a constant speed. So it just comes down to accounting for their movement and then doing timing flicks like we talked about earlier in the practice range, where I'm flicking past him but releasing the arrow at the right time to hit the headshot. I hit a double headshot here with my storm arrow. And then dueling this Ashe at long range is actually an exercise in trying to make her make a mistake because we're far enough away that my projectile speed is not fast enough to hit her small hitbox at this distance unless she makes a mistake. So I'm just predicting where she's moving, where she's strafing to, shooting in that direction, and then if she doesn't change direction, she gets hit. And I hit her twice this way, but it's not enough to take her out, and she eventually figures it out and is able to dodge my shots. And then here we have a really close duel with the Brigitte, who gets a little bit over aggressive, and I punish her for that with the headshot. Again, this just comes down to prediction. I'm one shot from her melee, so I know she's going to be really aggressive into me and just go straight toward me. So I don't have to worry about her trying to dodge my shot. I literally just flick up. So you can see as I'm breaking the Rein shield here, I'm keeping my Stormbow at the head height of the Reinhardt so that as soon as he drops the shield, I start hitting headshots on him. Reinhardts will feather between shielding and taking damage to their health in an effort to try to preserve their shields because they can be healed, but their shield is a cooldown. So I try to punish them as much as possible for trying to save their shield health by doing tons of damage to them through headshot. And we see the Ashe up here, so we go to engage her. For whatever reason, she doesn't even notice me, so although we missed the first headshot, she lets us kill her with the free second body shot. And through sonic usage here, I'm able to see where the Doomfist is going and predict where I need to line up a shot and almost hit headshot on him as well. So there's room for improvement even for me. So I saw the Doomfist go back up here, so I just continued to play games with him and zone him out. And we actually kill him with Dynamite, allowing us to pressure the rest of his team even harder. On Dorado second, high ground control is extremely important. Unfortunately, because we're running Rein Zarya, it's up to me to take control of the high ground here with my other DPS. So as soon as I see this HANZO come up here, I take the duel with him. And as soon as I hit the first body shot, he retreats to try to get healing because he knows that 2 in a row is enough to kill him. However, since I engaged using my sonic arrow, a trick you can see I use often because it's so strong, I'm able to see that he's just standing still. So I wall climb to get myself even more distance on lunge since the momentum doesn't reset until you land on the ground, and use good mouse control to hit that headshot. That's why we practice keeping your mouse on one point on the screen in the practice range, like we talked about earlier. That will allow you to hit shots like this easily. And we kill the Ana through trance. So again, this one is not a headshot, but it is again movement prediction. She's being shot at by my Ashe, so she's low health, so I know she wants to return to her team, so I just lead my arrow to follow her. Same thing with this Genji, movement prediction. He's in air, and he's already used his double jump. Only way for him to go is down. So here again, prediction. The Ashe is going behind this pillar to try to play angles with me and use hit scan to her advantage. But the only problem with her strategy is I've predicted which side she'll peek from. Based on her movement and how long she's staying in cover, I can guess that she's going to come out the left side instead of the right side. And I hit the headshot. With this Zarya here, again, not headshots, but we're predicting where she's going to be going because her whole team just died. She wants to retreat, of course. And the game's a win. Hitting headshots with HANZO is no easy task. It takes real dedication to build the skill. So practice and embrace the grind. Remember that you can do anything you set your mind to. So good luck and thanks for watching. Remember that if you want to see hundreds of other guides just like this one made by top 500 professionals, you can click the link below to GameLeap.com. Make sure to like this video, share it with friends, and subscribe to our channel.